Welcome back, everybody. I'm Les Tyson. I'm here today with another video about VSDC, and of course it's about workflow and starting a new project from the blank project button. What we're going to do today is we're going to make a simple slideshow, and I'm going to show you a few of the ways to fix things like objects that are imported at the wrong size, resizing videos, or resizing objects, I should say. And, some of the little things you can do to fix those errors that you make along the way. And hoping that this will make things a little bit more interesting than just talking about the different functions of the program. So as we get going into this, I just want to say I hope you enjoy what we're doing, and I hope you learn from it. I hope you can use what we're doing here. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to come over here to the blank project button here where it says Start Project Now. And we're going to start our blank project by double clicking. Okay, and it says here, of course, you know about the project settings and everything. So I'm not even going to change the project title. By the way, when I do these videos, I'm doing things, I guess you probably noticed by now, I import everything one by one. And that's simply to show you how the program works. I'm trying to show, I don't want to say teach, I'm trying to show how the program works. Later on, we'll get into ways of importing, more than one object at a time and things like that by using the wizard and by other different methods. But the main thing I want to do in my videos is show how the program works. But as I said, for now we're going to import things one by one. So as I said, the first video I'm going to add, first object I'm going to add is a image. And let's go over here to, alright, picture slideshow video, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos, and I wasn't actually going to add all of these, but I think I'm just going to actually add 5 because I don't want the video to go on forever and ever. So the first one I'm going to import is going to be the fence image. I'm going to start that from scene begin. And I'm going to add a new layer. Okay. And you see that image is rotated the wrong way. So the way we rotate that video is we select it. That object is we select that image. And we come up here to rotate. You see right there it says rotate 90 degrees. And we click that. And it rotates the image. So now let's import our next image. So we come over here to our toolbar and we'll click add image. And the next one we're going to add, let's make it one that's the incorrect size for the project, okay? So let's pick the pine tree, which the dimensions of that is 3024 by 4032. And as if you remember, the other one was 2992 by 2992. So this is going to be the wrong dimensions for the project, which I'll show you how to fix that as we go on into this video. So we're going to add that from scene begin, add a new layer also, because I don't want to put it on the same layer. I could, but I'm not going to. And since we have that selected, the pine tree, let's go ahead and rotate that right now. Okay. And let's go ahead and add our next image. Come back over here, add image. And let's see which one we want to add next. I added the pine tree that time. Let's add boats this time, which is another one that's the incorrect size for the project. And we're going to do from scene begin, to add new layer. Click OK. And of course that one's rotated also, so we want to change that. So it's already selected, so it says boats. And we're going to come up here, rotate, and got that straight. Let's add another image. I know y'all getting tired of me adding images like this, but you know, that's what we're going to do. So this one here should be the same dimensions as the project. So we're going to add that one. The dandelions, 2992 by 2992. Select that one, hit open. As I said before, from scene begin, add new layer. Select that, and there we are. Now, you see with this video here, with this object here, we can change these flowers with the rotation. We can put it any which way we want. So I think I want the flowers to be pointing upwards instead of pointing down. So let's rotate it a couple times. That way it could be like that, but I want them up like that. I think that looks more reasonable. It looks more natural, I think. So we'll leave it like that. And let's import just one more of those images, and then we'll go ahead and continue with what we're doing. And the next one, did I add boats? I think I added boats already. Let's add the factory. Yeah, let's add the factory. So I'll click that, and then I'll hit open. And of course, y'all know all of this procedure by now, the way I do things. And we'll click OK. Okay, so now we have all of our objects added. Now let's place all of these in the positions that we want. Now if you remember before, we can use the set blocks order, I believe it is. Let me look at it. Set blocks order by selecting the images or the objects in the order that we want, and then clicking select box order. So let's do that. The first one I wanted was fence, so I select that first. Then I go up and hit control and select pine tree, boats, dandelions, and factory. And when I click select blocks order, it should put them in the right order. Am I correct? Let's see, move blocks to cursor position. No, we're set blocks order. There it is, right there. And it puts them in the order that I selected them, and that's not exactly right. So anyway, let me move. I'll just go ahead and move them to where I want them. I must have did something wrong there. So let's move this over to here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be over here. So I can just drag it over to there. It wants to go all over the place. And then I can move factory over to there. And now it's in the position that I want them in. And if I play them, we'll see it that way. Let me go ahead and play it. There we go. So there's my fence. Then there's my pine tree. Remember, we rotated them. You notice how that picture right there, it has the black on the sides of it. We're going to fix that. And the same thing with this one. And those are because the pictures are not the same size of the project. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix that by resizing and, you know, some things like zoom and stuff like that. Okay, so let me stop that right now, and then we'll go back to the beginning. Alright. And we're going to come up here to add sound. We're going to come down here to 1224. We're going to add that audio file to it from scene begin, add new layer, and hit OK. Alright, so I have my music imported. I can shorten that just simply by dragging it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drag it over. I'm not going to cut it or nothing like that. I'm just going to drag it over, make it the same length of the video, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start editing this stuff. I'm going to drop that down to the bottom. Come up, first of all, let me show you what I did. I don't want to just do stuff without showing you what I'm doing. So I'm going to click on my sound file, right click on it, come up here to order, and I'm going to send it to the bottom. Okay. So now I have everything where I want it placed in the, in the layers and everything. And this one, what we need to do here, I think I told you in the other one, in the other video, rename our layers. So we're going to change the sound file name to audio. We're going to name layer 1 the same as the name of the file, so we know what it is, which is fence. That's the name of the image that I have. We're going to name layer 2 pine tree. And of course, if you're putting a slideshow together, it's not going to be these names. It'll be whatever the files that you use. But remember, it's always good to name your layers, because when you're working on your project, things like layer 1 and layer 2, if you have a lot of layers in your project, it's going to be very easy to get lost. But if you have your layers named and you know what your stuff is, it's not so hard to keep track of what you're doing. And I named audio wrong, but I would know what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and fix it. So that's audio. Okay, so now when we play our video, we see that our first image is perfect for the video. It fits perfect. But when it gets to the second one, pine tree is the wrong size. So what can we do about pine tree? There's a couple things we can do, but I think probably, well, let's do it like this. I can click on the file and I can just drag it out to enlarge the file. I can make it bigger like that, which sometimes is kind of difficult to do. We can do it like that and get it to fill the screen. There we go. And you see, if you look in here, this blue outline, this is my, where is it at? Border. See, when I click that, that's the border around my canvas. If I move this, let me move it so you can see. The canvas, you see it has the blue line around it, that's the border. So that's how you can, if you have your border up here, if you have it on, you can see it when you're working on your project. If you have it off, you wouldn't be able to see it through the picture. But that's how you can see when you want to position yourself. So have that on, and you can place your stuff in there, and you can see whether you have it in there. Because if it's not in there, then if it's not in the picture, it's not going to be in your final project. If it's not within that border. So that's one way of doing it. But there's also another way of doing it, and